Tomorrow, voters in Huntingdon County will head to the polls to cast their ballot in a historic election.
For the first time ever, voters will decide who sits in a second judge's seat in the Court of Common Pleas.
The race is between Ray Gaynor, appointed to the seat earlier this year, and Julia Wilt, who would be the first woman judge in the county's history if elected.
Olivia Bosser talked to the candidates to see where they stand on key issues.
Huntingdon County getting what many say is a much-needed second judicial seat in 2023. But now, for the first time, voters will get to decide who should fill it.
I grew up with good blue-collar parents and blue-collar values, and I will continue to protect those values for Huntingdon County.
Ray Gaynor holds the seat after the governor temporarily appointed him in February. He says the time he spent practicing in all areas of law make him a strong candidate.
I basically have handled every type of law that a small-town rural judge would hear, and I think that's what really sets me apart is my experience. It's not just in one area of the law, but it's in everything. So I've done everything from custody to civil. I've done criminal defense. But probably what I'm most proud of is I spent a lot of my career protecting children and the elderly.
If elected, Gaynor says he hopes to preside over a veterans court to connect veterans facing criminal charges with the resources they need. His opponent, Julia Wilt, says she's running to put the choice of who should be judge in the hands of Huntingdon County, not Harrisburg. Wilt is hopeful to be the first woman to ever serve as judge in the county's history. Currently serving as an assistant district attorney in Blair County, she says her experience in the courtroom and the lessons she learned from her father, a former lawyer and magisterial district judge, have prepared her to rule from the bench.
I remember being very little and asking him one time what he was doing, and he said he was preparing for his meetings with the inmates, and I thought, that's very scary. Are you not scared? And he said, no, I always treat people with respect. And that was a very important lesson for me to learn as a young child, that everyone, regardless of who they are or where they come from, deserves to be treated with respect.
Wilt tells me if elected, she'd want to focus on supporting families and making sure kids and teens in the juvenile system are connected to the resources they need.
There are a lot of children living under the poverty line. So they may not have the resources family-wise, as far as, mom and dad may not be able to provide support. They may be requiring sources outside, such as, juvenile probation or mental health counseling or, anything like that. That's a huge issue, I think, in Huntingdon County.
Both Wilt and Gaynor say they'll be strict on drug traffickers coming to Huntingdon County for the sole purpose of committing crime. The candidates are cross-filed, running on both the Republican and Democratic tickets. In Huntingdon, Olivia Bosser, WTAJ News.